Thank you. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out and doing this and doing the interview.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, man. I love your name, by the way, Rocco. My buddy Carlos Alzraki was Rocco in Rocco's Modern Life. So
Oh,
always nice to meet
really?
a new Rocco. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. So, like the first thing I want to ask you is, you got a new film coming out soon, and what what drew you to want to be part of the film and direct it?
Yeah. So it was. I always wanted to do comedy. That's my favorite genre, and I kind of come up doing editing, and I had done some horror films and stuff like that. Although I did some horror comedies as well in there, but comedy is my favorite. And so when I had the opportunity, I was editing a movie for the writer producer Todd Freeman, another movie that he had done,
Mhm.
and he asked me what I wanted to do, and I was like, oh, I really want to do a comedy. He's like, I have a comedy I wrote, and so he sent me the script, and it sort of just so took me back to Um, the 80s and 90s, Weird Science, Back to School, those kind of movies that just live with you. And so I said, yeah, let's do this. This sounds amazing. And he was like, great. And he made it happen. And my producing partner Warner, they made it happen. So that was it.
Nice, nice. And for anyone who don't know about the film, like, can you tell us a little bit about it, like what the film is?
Yeah. It's about a young lawyer named Molly Singer who feels like the best years of her life were spent in college, and she still tries to live that life every single night. That sort of dual life has come to bite her in the butt. The night before her biggest case, she goes out partying, sleeps through her alarm, and almost gets fired. Coincidentally, her boss's son goes to the same college that Molly went to, and he injures the star football player in a tragic luggage accident, as so many things happen like that in college. And so Molly is tasked from her boss Brenda to go back to school undercover to basically watch after her son and take him from, as Molly quotes, zero to hero.
And I seen like the screener for the film, and it's so funny. It really is. It's a great film, and the the actor who plays him, Ty, he did such a great job from
Such a good job.
when you first see him, and how he progressed as to the end of the movie.
Yeah, and I think that was in a way natural because Ty had just come off The Whale, so he had been doing this incredibly heavy Oscar piece, and then at the same time had never really done like a comedy before. I think he had comedic moments in like Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. and stuff like that, but I think that I don't think he'd ever done like a straight comedy, and I think that he's kind of thrust into this role in sort of a tonally different movie than he's used to being in. And so instead of it just being awkward and not coming off natural, I think he just basically harnessed that and then brought that into Elliot's character as genius actors do. And so you really buy it. And then as he progressively got more comfortable in the movie, because we shot a lot of the movie sort of in a row, not all of it, but a lot of it we did. And so yeah, I think you kind of see his growth as a comedic actor naturally happen throughout the movie.
Wow, all right. And besides Ty, like, you got an all-star cast for this movie, like Jamie Holland,
Yeah.
and like how did you wind up getting all these like amazing gifted actors for the
Yeah, I
movie?
think we had amazing casting directors, Shannon McCaney and Gabrielle Almagar. They have such a good eye for talent. And then also, I think Kevin and Todd just wrote a great story. Britt, we sent the script to, and within 2 weeks, I was on a Zoom with her. And same with Holland and Nico was when we were kind of working on the sort of updating the draft and rewriting the script a little bit and stuff like that. I was like, Paulie needs to be like a Nico Santos type. And then it was like he got submitted to us by his reps, and I was like, go get this man. He is the man. So it was sort of kind of cosmic in that way. Jamie was the last person to come on board because we had we had
Really?
we had another actress attached, and then
Ah,
scheduling wise, she had to pull out. And so, but it ended up being no one else could have played it but Jamie. Like she was so
Oh my
perfect
god,
for it.
yeah.
So I was like, in movies you get these sort of like last minute miracles, I guess I guess as you would call them.
Nice. So where did you actually shoot? Did you shoot in like a college and the
Oh
frat
yeah.
houses and all that? Oh,
Oh
so
yeah.
it was like a real
100%.
college.
Yeah, so we shot in two different colleges. We shot at Kennesaw State in Georgia, and outside of Marietta, and then we shot at this little school called Reinhardt. And Reinhardt, they both places were fantastic. Reinhardt was particularly fantastic because they were so sweet. So that frat house is actually the president of the university's house. Like the
Nice.
president lives there, and he was like, "Sure, come on in and take over my home for a day." Like that's how crazy nice they were.
Wow.
The guy that runs the show is like, absolutely take all my art off the wall and put your stuff up for a day. It'll be great. So I was
Oh
really
my god, that is so awesome.
yeah.
So did 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 you ever have like a frat experience or college or anything like
I
that?
I definitely went to college. There's a lot of Todd Todd went to University of Wisconsin, so like Barnett or the Badgers. I have a really funny story about like the when Molly's telling the story about the dorm where Paulie got drunk and couldn't find his room and stuff like that. That was my dorm. McConnell Hall was my dorm, and my dorm was like that, where it was so oddly shaped that kids would get lost all the time. They couldn't find their rooms. So that, I brought that into it. I was never in a frat. I drank a lot of their beer though. So I observed from afar, much like Elliot, observed from afar.
There you go. And what did you love best about making the film and filming it?
Just the camaraderie on set and the commitment that the actors brought every single day to like trying new things. Like when you have actors that come up to you and go, "Hey, I want to try this," or "Hey, I wrote this last night. What do you think of this?" and stuff like that. Like you're like, "Wow, this is now beyond a job." Like you're not just showing up and doing your lines. You care about this person that you're playing, and that was like universal. Everybody wanted to try things, and it was so much fun. You really did get that sense of being able to play every single day. And I just had such a good crew around me that would sort of facilitate that gave them the time and the freedom to do that, you know.
Okay. And was there like a certain scene that you loved shooting the most, like a scene you had the most fun
Well, I'll
with?
tell you, one of the most stressful days, and actually one of the most fun days, was the scene in jail, because the door to the jail, that was a real jail, by the way, at the courthouse in Marietta, and but they didn't use it anymore. And so we went down there, and I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. And we get everybody positioned in there and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, hey man, swing that door closed so we can see, Ty kind of up against the bars. And and my first AD is like, great, how do we close the door? And the deputy was like, what? I didn't know you guys had to close the door. It's not like a swinging door. There's a special key that goes in that wall over there that hasn't been used in 30 years. And I was
Oh
like,
my
oh my God, what are we going to do? I'm freaking out. Freaking out. And this deputy finds a box, who knows where, of just keys in the thing. And we're trying every single key. And literally minutes before we had to shoot, he shoves this key in there and that door goes and closes. And I was like, I don't even care if it opens up again. They could be trapped in there for all of eternity. It closed the one time. So that was the most stressful and probably the most fun day.
Okay. And what's your drink of choice when you're drinking? Are you more of like a beer person,
Well,
liquor, wine?
in college there wasn't a Coors Light that I didn't know and love. That's for sure. But no, yeah. Now in my adulthood, now that I'm over 40, I think anything outside of gin is like, is too dangerous for me. I get hungover too easy. So I'll do a little gin and tonic. Aviation. Thank you, Ryan Reynolds is my jam.
Okay, there you go. And what would be your go-to karaoke song if you were doing that?
I have one. I don't even need to think about it. Garth Brooks, you're much. It's I don't know if that's the name of the song, but I'm much too young to feel this damn old. That is like that's my jam. Good old Garth Brooks.
Okay. And this has nothing to do with the film, but I always ask guests this when they're on, like, are there any horror films that you love to watch? And
Oh
you
yeah.
said you made some horror films, so.
I did, and they still scare me. My wife makes so much fun of me because my wife is impervious to scares. I hid my we went to the movies the other day. I hid my eyes during the Nun trailer. Not the
Oh,
movie, the trailer.
yes.
I was like, nope, not watching this. Horror movies scare me, which is I guess why I like making them. But my go-to, I saw the original Halloween when I was 10 years old in the theater. Not it was obviously had already come out, but the theater was playing it and I was in sixth grade and they let all the kids in the neighborhood go trick-or-treating and come into the theater with their giant bags of candy. And so just imagine, 100 hopped up sixth graders just eating candy watching Halloween. It was amazing. So that's always my go.
That definitely that definitely is a sight to see,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And where when the film's ready to come out, like where can fans actually go and
Sure.
see
It's
it, like streaming or DVDs? Or...
Yeah, it's going to be limited theatrical and VOD same day, so you can, from the comfort of your couch, enjoy the antics of Molly and Polly and the gang. And it's going to be on like, start off at like your traditional VOD, iTunes, Amazon, Vudu, and stuff like that, and then I'm sure it will matriculate somewhere on a streamer near you. But go see it the 29th. Be part of it. It's fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And where can fans follow you and follow the film at?
I'm director Andy Palmer at Instagram, and I think that's probably the best. I'm a social media nerd. My are not like I are not even a nerd. I'm like the anti. Like I just don't know it that well. My wife shows me TikToks all the time, and I'm like, this seems cool, but I'm not. I don't know it. I don't know how to do it. Uh, Director Andy Palmer at Insta. You can find some badly composed photos.
Okay.
Lots of photos of my dog sleeping, probably.
Hey, that's what social media is for, to show your animals and
Yes,
all the trips that you make to different areas, right?
absolutely. That's right. That's right.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you so
taking time to
much,
do it.
Rocco. It's a pleasure, man.
Definitely, man.